We welcome Chef Michael Sanz to the stage. You can wave and say hi, Michael.
Hi.
Michael is our R&D chef at the Grove. And what does that mean? The Grove is where we have an agri-food hub, and Michael, as a chef, helps coach foodpreneurs or new people to the food industry on going to market with a great idea. But also, I'm just going to talk about you, Michael. He is Spanish by birth. That's a paella pan, holy moly. And he's going to make a paella for you in a rush.
In a rush, that's right.
Normally you would take a little bit more time, but we've got some stuff prepped, as you can imagine.
But we're always working here at the Western Fair. We always have lots of events and things going. But today I'm going to demonstrate this one. As Carol was saying, I'm from a Spanish family. I was born in England. Most of my family are chefs in Spain and own businesses, so I've been working since I was at school. And this is one that I first learned at my uncle's bar in Madrid. And we're going to make it that way. We're going to make it quite simple. We're not going to put lots of seafood in it, because we know not everybody likes that. There's a couple of little tips and secrets to do with this. And this is a great one to do outdoors. Or if you have a cottage on the beach, get some rocks on the beach, get a fire going, and that smoky flavor is always going to make this better.
When we first talked about paella, Chef, you told me its origin story, which I found fascinating.
The origin story is, whether it's true or not, like most food stories, it is paella in Spanish means for her. And it's from Valencia in Spain, and the story is, under hard times and a starving family, the father went out and he found a little bit of everything. Here and there he asked for a bit of rice, some peppers, he picked on the way, he got some mussels from the coast, and he took it all home and he saved his family. Great story.
It is
Probably
a great story.
not true. So the start of this is like most Spanish cooking, is a sofrito, which you've probably heard of before. The most important thing is tons of oil. There's 3 types of oil in Spain. One is very sweet and fruity, one's kind of harsh and peppery, and the third one is a mix of the two. I'm not using the albanil oil from Spain. I'm using an affordable oil, as it's hard to find here. This is the I can never pronounce it. It's a Greek bottle. It sounds like Messini, but I know that's not the right pronunciation. This is a really good oil. You can drink this. This is like fruit juice. And it has to be, because for a paella, you need tons of oil. You need tons of oil. And the first step is to quickly cook the seafood and then take it out. So we're going to get this in. We use a long paddle for paella. To get a pan, you need a paddle, like this or bigger, depending on the size of pan. These, we just need to seal them a little bit in the oil. And then we take them out. And then we make the sofrito. While that's doing that, I've got some chicken stock, which is going to be the cooking vehicle for this. And from the prawns, some of the shells go in there to give it a bit of sweetness and marry those flavors, which we will, of course, strain. And that looks great. We're not cooking with fire today, we're cooking with electricity. But this really needs flames. But if you have one of these stoves at home, make sure you buy a pan that's going to cover more than one burner. And find those hot spots. These are sealing. This is going to take a second. We just want to get the oil in them, really, so that they don't dry out when we do them. But that's bringing the temperature up.
They look beautiful.
These are just white prawns from the supermarket. I haven't bought anything you can't buy anywhere. The Spanish paprika, which is comes in a smoked and unsmoked. Pimentón de la Vera from the Vera in Spain is a key ingredient, as is the saffron. Ironically, everything bar the proteins is not from Europe. The garlic was planted by the Romans coming from Israel in Spain. Tomatoes, onions, etc. didn't come into Europe until the 16th century when the Spanish brought it from the Americas. And the rice is from the North African Moors who occupied Spain for 1,000 years. So ironically, none of this is from Europe.
One of the things I wanted to mention, Chef, was Tastex this year will be pairing some wine with the food. So you're going to get a chance to taste some wine before you taste the paella. And Chef selected a late autumn Riesling from Inniskillen. And you can see that big bottle at the end. It doesn't come in a delicate, beautiful little bottle. We got the big jugs. Everybody's going to get a nice taste.
Yeah, this also does come in a smaller bottle. Now, this late autumn Riesling does not taste like a German Riesling at all. It almost tastes like a vintage Chardonnay. It's a deeper flavor. It's very Spanish tasting. With New World wines, sometimes it's best not to read the name, but taste it. But this is going to pair well with this. And this is a favorite. Out of all the Canadian whites, this is by far my favorite. And of course, it's made by one of your oldest vineyards, famous for its ice wine, right?
We look forward to trying it.
It's really good. Okay, so they've got a bit of heat through them and nicely oiled up. And with this oil here, obviously, onions first, as always. You're actually going to be eating this one that I'm making right now. So this demo might go over by a few minutes, but we're going to be good. So the sofrito that you've probably heard so many times, its origins are Middle Eastern and possibly older. You see, Ethiopian cooking uses a lot of sofrito, and their dishes are really, really, really ancient. So we get that in there, and the garlic. As I say, actually, origins of garlic is from Israel, and it's the Romans who extensively planted this in Europe. Well, Spain, initially. The Romans loved Spain, and I tell you, there's certain parts of Spain, it's like they never left. It's almost unchanged. There's some real time warps going on in the south of Spain. And it's full of Roman aqueducts and buildings. It's almost like you're there. So the sofrito, as it goes, when you make the paella, it's good to bring it to the center. And this you can do the other way around as well, which is you bring that to the center and you get your chicken going on the outside. Don't be shy with this, because this is a healthy fat. And we all go on about fats, but the reality is that we need fat in order to ingest vitamins and carotenoids and nutrients from food, because they bond to fat, which is where our love affair with fat comes from. So we get them cooking around the outside. You'll see this done in stages by some people. It's all really done in one go. And as I say, you don't have to put seafood in this. You can just do it with chicken, with pork. You can use sausage. You can use whatever you like. Because this is a peasant dish. For the sofrito, the tomato is grated, always grated. And then you cook it out until it's quite dark, which should coincide with the chicken. How far does this go?
Smells good.
That's cooking.
Yeah.
All you got to do is fry some onions, and it's going to smell wondrous.
We're going to bring out some wine now. Let everybody
Fantastic.
try some.
I might join you.
You should. We'll bring you a glass. It's an Inniskillen. We didn't mention that.
Yeah.
But it is the late autumn Riesling. It's local, and we love local.
Yeah, I really like this one. Forget Riesling and Liefraumilch. This is nothing like that. Why they call it that? It is maybe like a bit German in the way that it's matured, as in the late autumn. Salt. Salt breaks food down. So when you're sauteing onions, etc., if you have a problem with them burning, if the temperature's too high, etc., you need to use a bit of salt to start with. I'm putting quite a lot of salt in because really, we don't want to be seasoning this again. So we're going to let that go. I wish this would go hotter.
Bringing you some wine, Michael. Right behind you, Chef.
Good. Thank you. Can I
Want
have
two of
a
those?
little tiny pan, please? Could I have a little small pan? Yes. Just one more. Thank you. So my favorite chef growing up in my teenage years on British TV was Keith Floyd. If you've never watched him, you should watch it. It's not like a modern day program. He was the first guy to go out, just a team of 3. It was his wife and a cameraman. She did the prep. He was the chef. The cameraman, famously Clive, that he always spoke to. And the sound guy was the director. And he'd always be like this. He'd say, 1 for here and 1 for here. He got banned on TV so many times. He did one where he made an ostrich egg omelette in the field with ostriches. They attacked him and ate the omelette. And he'd leave everything in. But he is what he made was what he showed. If you see programs now, chef will make something and then he'll plate it and put it to one side and they'll do a close-up. I've worked on those shows. That plate is created in advance and photographed well in advance. Well, it's really hard to photograph a plate of food unless it's been styled and played around with. But Keith Floyd, fantastic. His final one, he did the British rugby team. He made a big pot of puttanesca, and he'd had a few of those, and he said, imagine if I drop this now, and he just went, whoa, whole lot to the side. Looks at the cameraman, says, large red, please, Clive. And they ate something else. But he left everything in. There's no lies in his programs. I used to love watching him cook. He's a one-off. Oh, we have one that's failing us. So this is getting there. We're going to give these a turn. As I say, if you do this outside with a fire, you get that lick of the flames and the charcoal coming off the burning wood. It's the way to make it. This is traditionally made on the beach in Spain.
And we've given you a challenge with a sort of cooktop that isn't designed for the beach?
Adapt and overcome. That's one thing in the kitchen. Unlike any other job, the deadlines are absolutely set in stone. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You cannot go out at lunchtime and say lunch will be 3 hours late due to technical difficulties. You have to perform. Before coming here, I worked in London, England for 10 years. Park Lane, Mayfair, Notting Hill.
Very posh.
Excellent. But my favorite days were working on the South Coast, where I was born, and working around the coast. Pepper mills. There's only one to buy, Peugeot. Same as the cars, the other brother. One brother made the cars, the other one invented this. This was invented by Peugeot. It's patented, it cracks the pepper in half and then grinds it. Only works in one direction, never both. You adjust the sides with the top. If you leave it over the vapor too long as you're grinding, it'll get wet. If you buy one of these, it will last over 100 years. I have a collection of these. I have one of the originals from 1875. I've got...
Amazing.
Just collect them. Fanny Craddock, a TV chef from the 1960s in Britain, she never could make them work. One of her famous quotes was, "We can put a man on the moon, but we can't make a pepper mill that works." She also, her other famous one was, "Life's too short to stuff a mushroom." Cheers.
What did you
Okay.
think? Is wine good?
This is going on. I'm killing this pan. So we've got some stock here. It's just chicken stock. I put the prawns in it, prawn shells, as I said. There's two ways of doing this. You can pour it through the sieve. Never forget, you can actually push the sieve in and scoop from the top. It does the same thing.
Clever. I love a good tip.
So we want enough to cook the rice. And we want to cook the rice pretty much now. So we're going to get this fired up. It's all looking wonderful. Does it have enough salt? This is the difficulty. You really want to season this because you can't season it again afterwards. The paprika. This is smoked paprika, la chinata. And there's all the other brands have got saints and angels on them because of their Catholic origins. So we get that smoky in there, smoky goodness coming right up. Obviously you can't smell it there, but it is there. Saffron. The way to use saffron, once this was more expensive than gold. Now with President's Choice, it still is, and actually more expensive. Nobody's told them that it should be less money. So you get a pan, quite hot.
Michael, we have a question, Chef.
What's that?
She said, why can't you season it later?
Oh, you'll see. When you put the rice in, you can't stir it. There's a gram of saffron going in this pan. We want to dry it out without burning it.
Can you hold that under the camera above you so people can see
Are
it?
you there? So you're just toasting it. You stick your fingers in there if you're brave. And you want it to go crisp.
That's the saffron.
That is the saffron. And this is Spanish. Yeah. Where are we going? There. Okay, so this is good. This saffron is now dry. We put it on the plate. And now we want to crush it on the plate. to turn it into a powder. It's always traditionally done on a white plate. And then you can see, there's two reasons why you use a white plate. One, to see that you've crushed it all, and two, you don't leave any behind. Because as I say, once this was extremely expensive.
You know, I've never done that.
This is always the way. My grandma was a chef in Madrid. She was a chef for a Spanish admiral. And during the Civil War as well, she worked there. She was an excellent chef. She was amazingly tough as well. So this, usually we rinse it off with a little bit of wine. But we've got the stock here, so we're going to do it this way. Because you don't want to waste any. So you rinse the plate off. So we get it in there. With some other dishes, with a lot of Spanish dishes, you see that color coming out? You want to make sure you leave none behind. With a lot of Spanish dishes, when you use saffron, and around the world as well, it tempers very well with orange zest and a bit of juice. It tames that saffron flavor. They can be incredibly strong. They are the stamens of a flower, and it's hand-picked, which is why it was so expensive for so long. Okay, so this is great. These we're going to put in a bit. Rice. So the traditional rice is any round rice will do, but the traditional one is calasparra or bomba. But we're going to use calrose because it's calasparra and bomba rice here is like 10 times the price. And I've always used this one here, and it works a lot better.
Definitely a family-sized bag.
It's a big bag.
It's a big bag.
We've got 3 demos coming out of it. We should be good. We'll keep a little bit of stock behind, just in case. And this, with the big pans. So when I was like 13 years old, in my uncle's bar in Madrid, the guys would do these outside, and they'd be like 2 meters wide. And they'd say you throw the rice in, so it hits the bottom. And they'd do great big handfuls. So to a pan this size, we really want a good 4 cups. Making sure you do it evenly. I think that's going to be enough. Just brush gently off any rice that's sitting on top of anything. But this is where, once it starts to cook, you do not stir it. If you stir it, it'll go like porridge. And if you've heard of Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver, they both failed with this in Spain because they stirred it. And they still get pressed for it. The Spanish won't leave them alone. They're on the beach stirring the paella like this. Once it's going, and that's starting to cook, we need to put paper on it. The guys at my uncle's bar, and it would be 1984, they would put newspapers over it. They'd only ever use the ABC newspaper because the print didn't come off. And that was standard.
So this just keeps the steam in?
That's it. It's as simple as that. It's just going to keep the steam in. We want to turn this down a little bit and get that to cook. And this is going to take a little while.
Is there any questions for Chef?
Any questions? Anybody? Questions like more wine? Who was it who said it was 5 o'clock somewhere?
I think it was Jimmy Buffett. I'm sure he wasn't the first.
No, or the last. So we're going to let that go for a minute.
So when you're advising people at the Grove, Chef, as a new sort of food business, are there some typical challenges they face, or?
So the people that come to the Grove to start up, they might have done some markets, have a bit of success, and they come to use our facility because it's registered, it's fully loaded with equipment, and I help them upscale to the next quantity level. Because recipes don't really work when you multiply them too many times. There's variations and errors in calculation that have to be tied down in production. It's not the same making 30 liters of something as it is 300. The main challenge for me is the respect that people that go there also work and they're taking a big risk. Like anybody, if you've ever had a business or you have a business, you know it's a risk. You have to keep on top of it. You have to keep self-motivated. You haven't got anybody above you pulling you. So I try to fill that gap to some extent. Saying that, I don't make decisions for anybody. I try to ask questions to help people answer their own questions. Because as I say, they are taking the entire risk. We have had successful companies in the incubator. We have the incubator, which is the hired kitchen spaces. We have 4 bays. And we have the accelerator section, which is all factory space, which is enormous and getting bigger. So we've had a couple of companies go super large, where they started making a few products and now making maybe 40 skids a day. We also have Booch, the kombucha company there, who are on an aggressive campaign and taking up every space they can. So there's business in London, there's things that are wanted, and that's our aim, to produce a space where you can do that. Because to upscale and pay for a space yourself, the risk just keeps crushing you at that, especially with food. It's not a lot of money in it. You need to do the volume. Frequency and volume is what it's about. So to keep on top of that, you've got to spend tight. You've got to have a margin. And the risk is to just fly with something and not worry about the money, and then suddenly realize you haven't made any. So that's something that I work with the Small Business Center, which is located at the Grove as well, who are an amazing outfit. They supply some small funding to help, but what they really do is free education.
That's a great thing.
Educating in business at the very start is a key to success.
And some of the businesses here, we have featured some businesses from the Grove. When you wander a little later, you'll find them. Yeah, I'm back here. As well as the market at Western Fair District, where if you haven't been, we're open every Saturday and Sunday. Get fresh and local. And we really do love local here. Tastex is a celebration of local food experiences and obviously the wines and beers from across the country. How's that looking, Michael?
It needs to evaporate a little bit now that the heat's got into the rice. I think we can leave that uncovered. Get that to evaporate, and that's not going to take too long. What time's Sean on? Carol?
You're good. He's on at 1:30.
Oh, that's great. So we get the prawns on now, so they kind of start to finish off. But also, by doing this, you're crowding the rice underneath. You're crowding the pan, and it helps it come along. The thing is with this, if you have it too high, it'll stick. And the irony of that is that you want to turn it up and get it to stick in the last few minutes. Why? Because it creates a crispy layer under the rice, which is called the sockerat, and it's really desirable. And doesn't always happen, however many times you make it. The real skill of the paella make the paella, the skillets, the bigger the pan to get that sauerkraut to be all over. With this, it's really not going to happen too much. You need perfect heat all the way under it, so you need fire. As I say, this is one for the beach.
It certainly smells good.
It's always gonna smell good, and that's because the paprika and the ingredients in it are just gonna do that. Oh, thank you.
So when you were growing up, was this a typical sort of summer treat, or was it something that you did regularly?
Something we like to do in the garden even today. My family will still pull out the pans in the garden. We have an oil can, very popular in Spain. You find an oil can where the pan can sit on top. Make a little hole in the oil pan at the bottom, oil drum, I should say, at the bottom, and get a fire going in it. A few holes around the top strategically so it funnels. You get your pan on top. That's very popular.
There's a question, where did the pan come from?
The pan is from Valencia. This is the real one. When you get these pans, you need to season them. So again, very hard to do on a stove. You need to paint it with oil lightly, encrust it with salt, and let it go. If you've got a fire, the heat's going to be perfect, and it's just going to blow out perfectly. It's going to be patchy with spots on top of a stove. But it doesn't have to look pretty. You just want to get that polymer, that coating on it so it doesn't stick immediately.
And this particular pan came from Amazon, just to be really specific. But it is an original
what can't you get on Amazon?
Pan from Spain. Just look for the real thing.
And they're not expensive.
No, not at all.
A good thing to get with this is an iron trivet, like a little three-legged iron ring, and then you can build a fire under it. If you have an area at home, bearing in mind the heat that's coming underneath it, can work. And on the beach, perfect. But when we do it here at the cottage, we find some rocks, balance it, and then let it go.
That actual pan is the 24-inch size. So if you do order one for home, they're big. 24 inches is big.
They come in all sizes.
They do. Some of them, it takes 2 men to carry them.
A watched pot doesn't cook, right? What do you think of the wine? It's just off dry. It's got a good amount of sweetness in it without it being too much, right? It marries well with this. Those savory notes with the sweetness. But there's a lot of flavor in that. If you ignore the initial sweetness and that touch of dryness, there's a lot of fruit in it. It tastes like a vintage white without being that way. But these guys, of course, they're very good at making sweet wines. So for them, this is a quick recipe for them.
Can you cook with ice wine?
No. You can maybe do some desserts with it. At the incubator, we got a few bottles of ice wine, and we made a sorbet in an ice cream machine, and boy, was that good. The ice wine for making sorbet, why they don't make it, I don't know. Because it's everything you need to make a sorbet, it's already in there. There's very little you need to do to it. And it's so sweet, it doesn't crystallize. So it makes a perfect sorbet, which you can rush out with a spoon and do those little barrel shapes with. Holds together perfectly. Paella, for her. I don't think this one's going to be for anybody at this rate, but I'm sure we'll get there.
It certainly smells like something good is about to happen.
So no questions. Nobody here really holidays in Spain, do they? Yes? Where have you been? Ah, San Sebastian. Beautiful. Do you know who built that promenade and coast? The British, when they built the railway. But all those colorful houses, that's a fabulous area. The way you eat in San Sebastian is there's so many beautiful bars, and I mean shockingly beautiful, and you just have a little tapa and a drink in every single one. And that's your dinner. A gentle stroll. It's on the coastline, absolutely stunning. That's a great choice. Most people, when they go to Europe here, they go to Italy or France, right? But it's also close together in Europe compared to this giant country. You can do all of them, especially with the trains there. They do like 500 kilometers an hour. And did you do that and sleep on the train? Get a cabin? A sleeper carriage? That's a holiday. You buy a single ticket and you can get on and off the express all over Europe. You can have dinner in Berlin and say, oh, let's have lunch in Rome. You get on the sleeper carriage, beautiful little rooms. It's all brand new. And there's bars and restaurants on the train. It's wonderful.
Sounds great.
The exchange rate is not wonderful. London, England's more expensive than Disney World right now. Last year, it was insane. Because of the exchange rate changed as well, right? But the euro is slightly better. Well, that's great. The Spanish are quite insular, really. They've always had a really good holiday industry, but they like to keep things to themselves. They don't want lots of tourists in certain areas. But there's wonderful, wonderful places to go. The Spanish almost always holiday in Spain. The other one they have in Spain is the hostels. Don't think of a hostel in the traditional sense. Their hostels are really ancient buildings. You have to book them a year or two in advance. It's not for young people, but you might stay in a Moorish castle on top of a hill that's 2,000 years old, you know? You can stay in a Roman villa. That's all there. And that's how they maintain them. But it's an interview to get to book it. It's always been a secret in Spain, that one. But it's available to everyone. The Americans that know that, because they charge them extra, they let them in, you know. We do that for the Americans in Europe. In France, they absolutely. If you ever go to Britain, you wear your maple leaf. And there's tests now because there's Americans wearing them. You do get treated differently as a Canadian.
I think that's a good thing. We've earned it.
You've earned it with Britain, that's for sure. I don't think would have got past either of the wars without Canada.
There's some tasting spoons we put at the end there for you, Chef, if you're at that point.
What's that?
Some tasting spoons, just to your...
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And how many people do we have?
I think we've got around 40 to 50. Okay.
Oh, that's close. 10 minutes will be perfect.
Great.
Happy days. So any chefs here today? Wow, there he is. He put his hand up. Where do you work, sir? Sorry? All over London?
I'm going to bring the mic.
Sounds good. I'll speak to you later.
It's been a bit. I don't need to say much more, but some old places like Braised Food and Wine, Auberge de Petit Prince, they're no longer here, but may they rest in peace.
Well, is that the French place that was down the road here?
Where Growing Chefs is.
Yeah, Growing Chefs.
That was a great
I
restaurant.
ate there quite a few years ago. My wife's Canadian. We've been coming here for 15 years. We moved here in 2017. I had frog legs. I had frog legs there.
One of my favorites. Absolutely, in the tempura with the garlic butter.
Yeah. They were good, but the frog legs are always better, fresh. That's one thing I did. My uncle in Spain, my aunt's husband, he had a small place in Aranjuez in Spain, right out, nearly in the desert. And we'd go and get frogs. One of us would cut them and then fry them instantly. Absolutely delicious.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, we're different animals in Europe.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
Then we'd gather snails. It's happening, Carol.
It looks good.
It's happening.
So can you put other things in there, like if you felt like putting some mussels or...
Saddles of rabbit is very popular in Spain. That's
Right.
the very prime piece of the rabbit in these. Delicious. But the rabbit here is very good. I think it's some of the best I've had. We eat it at home. It's a wild, healthy meat, but nobody wants it. They'd rather have a chicken.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
I see some plates up there.
Well, we've got 10 minutes on this,
We do?
and I don't think it's going to need it all. We're trying to get it to crust, but who knows. Little shake, get it evaporating a bit quicker. But yeah, it's happening. I don't know what happened with paella pans. Once upon a time, they didn't have red plastic on them. Then somebody put red plastic on theirs, and it outsold everybody else's. You know, the real traditional way to actually do this is to build a big fire and season it by just throwing it in there. But with the plastic handles, not advisable. Does nothing. You should never hold a pan without a cloth anyway. You always have a folded cloth. This chef will tell you, oven mitts, don't have them. Because you'll use it the same way every time, and it will develop a hole. And then one day you'll go, and you'll stick to it. But yeah, always the cloth. Always hold everything with a cloth. You'll never get hurt. Folded as well. Right, this is... Oh, it's starting to catch a little bit. That's good.
Chef Melissa's going to join you on stage to help plate.
Saving me again. This is Chef Melissa. She's the chef manager at Top of the Fair. So we work together on big events, and I help her at the top. We both started more or less the same time here, and she handles huge events.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Thousands. We do thousands here. The poultry show will be how many? 2 this year? 2.5?
Yeah, somewhere between 15 and 12.
Don't be shy. She doesn't need a microphone.
I'm going to hand her a microphone anyway.
She doesn't need one.
We've got more.
Also, Melissa's a fabulous baker. She had her own business for many years.
Smells great, Michael.
Thank you. It's getting there. It'll go gummy. You want that to reduce and be gummy around the rice. But the seasoning's good, and we are winning. We're going to plate it up here. Might as well get rid of this.
Can I tell everyone that it's Melissa's birthday?
Oh,
Yeah, she's working on her birthday, so good for Melissa. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
right, do I put mussels in this? Yes or no? No.
I see some people saying yes, some people saying no.
Hands up for mussels. Oh, it's shy.
That's like 50-50.
We could quickly
Play
serve
with it.
some
Yep, play
and
with
put a
it.
few in there. Let's
Okay.
do one for Mr. Sean Dupree.
The muscle people will have to wait a moment longer, but we'll get it for you.
And Sean, who's coming on next, the Midnight Mixologist, we'll do one for him as well. And Sean, you're going to love Sean. His espresso martini is so amazing. Why? He'll show you how the secret of how you get it nice and thick with a good espresso head on it. I'm a chef, he's a barman, what can I say? He knows the way to the well. And we've got, yeah. Let's do some now. We've almost got a bit of soccer out going. Let's turn you down. Always the case. It's not hot enough, then it's too hot.
They say chefs
Just
are
like life.
high maintenance. Is that true?
Before they diagnosed ADHD, etc., I didn't know I had it, you know? But I realized everybody I work with in the kitchen has a little something.
Looks beautiful.
Like that.
And you're going to get to taste it. I know it's been a patient wait, but this is worth it.
Well, you know what? This isn't one, just like Keith Floyd, this isn't one I made earlier.
No, there's no swap out here. You saw the whole thing being made, and you get to taste it.
Have I got it on? What's that? On? Off?
Here you go, folks. This is without mussels, so whoever put their hand up.
Do you know what I didn't put in it?
Oh, your
The
peas.
peas.
The green.
My mum always forgets the peas. And I'll be telling her tonight. I forgot the peas, Mum. Just like you taught me. Do you want to go with that for a minute, please? I'm going to do a few mussels in here. And I got you the fabulous PEI mussels. And I've had these everywhere in the world, and they are it's what they say. The way you get these here packaged like this, they're super clean. Because they last a month out of the water, just like oysters. You never put, if you use these, and they need to be compressed all the time so they don't yawn. Some people get these and think, oh, put them in water in the fridge. You just drown them. Chef's shaking his head going, why? But it's so common, right? But the PEI mussels, they are amazing. We knew it. Lucky we didn't put squid in it and
Maybe you can add a lemon to those, Dan.
razor clams. What was that, Carol?
I'm putting everybody to work.
You're putting everybody to work.
Yeah, so Dan's gonna put that fresh lemon on each one while Melissa plates.
So Carol's talking about everybody. He's not talking about herself.
That's a good thing, I think.
She's the manager of the market, and she has really, really brought that place to life. The color she's brought to the market, color, music.
Yeah, the market at Western Fair District is a great place. We have a great sense of community amongst the shop owners there, fresh local ingredients, all small business. And we rely on people to come shop, enjoy. We also welcome community groups there every weekend. And it's a lot of fun.
It's wonderful. And you have Chef Robin.
We do. The Western Fair Association has a lot of talented
Carry on,
chefs,
I'll
food
do
and
one.
beverage professionals. And we have a cafe called Seasoned on the second floor of the market.
Just do it.
And it is a
Fine.
great place to come for brunch.
Let's get a bit of rice in there. I didn't put too much rice in.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're on the timings, right? I think we'll do it like this on the evening. The chicken does have bone, just to let you know.
Yeah, Michael used whole chickens and cut them up like a good, brilliant chef that he is. I might have taken a shortcut and bought it cut up. But either way, that flavor with the bone in makes a difference, doesn't it, Michael?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But what makes this is the oil. You can't skimp on the oil for this. It's so unhealthy if you make it with a vegetable oil. It's grim. A lot of this flavor is coming from that oil. And don't buy what looks like a fancy Italian brand, the ones we all know, because there's a lot of chemical extraction in those. And those are the ones that have created, everybody thinks, a lot of people think olive oil has this harsh, peppery note. It's not true. Those Italian brands have been up to no good. If it tastes like gasoline when you open and try it, don't eat it.
Okay, I think the rest down here are waiting for mussels.
We got some mussels.
Yeah, so you can keep those there, Dan. I think they're waiting for the mussels. Has everybody got something? We're just waiting for the mussels.
How many people are having mussels? Do we know?
Oh, I would say 15 or 16.
Those that do love mussels, when you do them, let's not pour that in there. Let's not kill
They're
the
gonna
new
bring you a
marvel.
fork.
If it was mine at home, oh my God. You see, at home we always watch these programs with these beautiful kitchens and the chefs. A kitchen is a workshop. When you work at home, you shouldn't worry what your pans look like. It's what's coming out of them. And your kitchen should be set up from left to right so you can work. Form follows function, right? People get so tied up. They buy these wonderful kitchens and they're too scared to use them. You know, they get their free block of knives to go with it that never get sharpened again.
Well, that looks nice with the mussel in it.
People I know. Lovely. With a mussel. The flavor of the mussels when you cook it into the rice is beautiful. Should have squid, really.
Okay, put your hands up, mussel people.
And it's 5:30, so we're actually
So people with
on time.
the hands up.
How do we do it? How do we do it, Melissa? Every time. Every time. Doesn't matter if it's 2,000 people.
Okay, we'll catch you when they've got the
Shouldn't
next
say
one.
that. We shouldn't tempt fate, right?
So they need forks and napkins.
You having some, Chloe? You having some? Chloe has been our camera here on every single one, no? You did the first one when we did the fair, so it's number 4, really. Good to have you. You're going to have one of these as well, yeah? And we've got 3 guys today. So behind the scenes here, we do have a crew. Camera, sound, and vision.
Okay, we're almost there.
Perfect. Do let me know if I'm speaking too much. He's not much for humor. You know.
Okay.
I know I might.
The hands up have the
I've never
mussels.
I hate microphones.
We still need some more. Keep them coming.
We're going. Come on. And it's great. Only $10.99 a little bowl. No, I'm joking.
Right behind you, Betty.
So if there's one thing to take away is the olive oil. Used to be an absolute bargain. That was $10 2 years ago. It's now 14. And you know what? It's still like a $30 bottle. And I buy way more expensive bottles than that. Huh?
Someone would like to know where you can buy the oil.
Oh, Metro, any supermarket. I get mine from Metro because it's the nearest place to me, and they've always got it. And it's great. There's another really good one, smaller bottle, that's only $8 that I had from Adonis. Comes in a plastic, which I don't like, but with a pointed nozzle.
Betty?
And it's just as good.
It's hard to say sometimes.
So that's it, no? How many more?
We need 5 more. These people here. 3 more, 5 more. Yep. Keep going.
Keep going, don't stop. More passion, more feeling. Might as well do these couple of extras. Chicken's out.
How does it taste? Good?
Fantastic, and it's the olive oil that's making it like that. I hate saying my food's good or whatever. I'm never one that I can't just taste it and go, isn't it good? It just seems so... We got to remember, any chefs come around your house for dinner, they all love it. Because I know what my food tastes like. I love it when I go around somebody's house and they make something.
Absolutely.
Always love it.
This is great for a group. Well, we want to thank you, Chef. We've learned a lot. I think everyone, by the looks on their faces, are enjoying it. And thanks, Chef Melissa.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everybody.
Yep. We appreciate it. It's
Wanna
a lot of work. So the prep for this, Chef Sanz has been chopping and preparing for quite some time. So we really appreciate a complex demo like this.
Well, we've done this, but we've also been working. We're still working. Lots of things around the fair.
Absolutely.
I want to leave you with one final thing. The last job we did at the incubator was to produce chutney, a chili, and a jam. We made nearly 2,000 of them, and that's for Harvest Hands. They're a charity. They've got a booth here today. If you can go and speak to them, I've worked with so many charities. This one, it did a better job for my blood pressure than the medication I take. These guys are amazing. In 5 years, they've repurposed $44 million worth of food to distribute. They are so amazing. You really need to go and speak to Jim, Paul, and Rob that are there.
They're here.
To see what they are doing. At Christmas, they put out a message to lots of companies if they could help them to do something special for Christmas. And the biggest Swiss chocolate company that we all know turned up with a huge Christmas truck and gave them an entire truck of chocolate. For some reason, everything they ask for, everything they do, turns to gold. And you think they use out-of-date food? When we did this, they can shop from Costco for free. They have just got the golden touch. They are the guys to see. They're doing more good than anybody in this town right now. Thank you very much again.
Thank you. Enjoy Taste X 2026, everyone.